Hello. Why do you have a picture of Winston Churchill on your wall? That? Because he was one of our staunchest allies back during the war? You remember the Allied powers versus the Axis powers and the Big Three? I mean, you can't see it because of the position of the camera, but you have President Roosevelt over here on this wall, and so over here, actually, this little bust right here, that is also FDR. So, you see, you have Roosevelt, Churchill, and if I could ever track one down, you'd have Joe Stalin up there too. And Charles de Gaulle and Chiang Kai-shek. Okay, I'll bite. What is your he's got it in quotation marks here. What is your all-empowering alternative to taking a knee as a sign of protest? Kids, I told you once before, we simply do not have the time to elaborate upon this here and now, because I in turn cannot trust your attention spans to stay tuned, which is a shame. It's downright pathetic, in fact. So I will say to you again, I have no contention with the school of thought, with the purpose behind what's basically become a movement. No, my argument is against the actual specific action of kneeling itself, of going down on a knee. That is so unimaginably, indescribably, and obviously wrong. That's the wrong way to approach any of this. Punks and skins, social warriors. If it's defiance and resistance that you are seeking to establish, that is just not the way to do it. You cannot take a stand by going down on a knee. You comprehend? You cannot take a stand by taking a knee. I cannot grasp why it is that you actually need to have this pointed out to you. Is there some reason why you never talk about your own personal health? Yes, there most certainly is. We're still curious to know the story behind this picture. I believe I told you once before that I have no wish to revisit any of that time. Do you at least agree that all cops are bastards? ACAB, 1312 and all that? I do not know if all cops are bastards. I do, however, know for a fact that not all bastards are cops. That I know for certain. But you know, you send me all these questions, and this question in turn poses a question in itself, which I'm going to turn around and redirect to you. Because I can assure you, I honestly don't know the answer to this question. And as I submit it to you, it is not meant to be rhetorical or facetious or sarcastic at all. It's not meant to be snide or spiteful. I honestly don't know what the response to this question is going to be. Out there in academia, amongst the activists, someone must have dreamed up a response to this question. Someone has to have come up with an answer. But I just don't know what it is. You see, you say all cops are bastards, right? You see, you mean the cop in the street, right? The rank and file cop, the cops who show up in riot gears to the protests and the demonstrations, the cop who pulls you over in traffic to give you a ticket. That's who you mean, I imagine. But as social activists, I know that you are opposed to, say, murder and sexual assault and rape and such, that you see these for the crimes which they are. when you say defund the police, get rid of the police, cancel the police, does that include the police detectives, the homicide detectives, and the forensic units? Anyone in the investigative part of law enforcement? And if so, if you mean everybody, who then is slated to undertake the detective work, the investigation, and the prosecution against the perpetrators of these crimes, which are going to go right on taking place, even if you do get rid of the police in their entirety? Who is slated to step up and pursue these crimes and these criminals, if not the standard police and standard law enforcement? Again, I don't know the answer to this question, but I would be very curious to hear the response.